Hey everyone, welcome to Ultimate General Civil War. This game was recommended by a friend of mine who is a Civil War buff, and I'm glad he recommended it. It's very good. I love these kinds of games. There's a progression that your units and commanders and all that go through as you progress through the Civil War, and it's persistent, carries over from battle to battle, so I love that kind of stuff. I love real-time strategies that have that. And this game does it very well. It's not overly complex, and it's not, like maybe it doesn't have enough. It's got just enough, and I think it's very good. So before we start the campaign, we're going to be playing as Union. We're going to be on normal difficulty. I was watching some YouTube videos earlier about this game, and one of them, whose channel I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but he went on a rant, lecturing about what the Civil War was about and criticizing people who have different beliefs. I will just say that if you want to figure it out for yourself, ask yourself some questions. Ask yourself, where did the slaves come from? Where did the cotton go? Who benefited off the cheap cotton? And who funded the Confederacy? Where did the money come from in order to get the equipment and supplies that the Confederacy needed? All those questions have the same answer, and thus you can conclude what the Civil War was really about. Now, I'm not going to lecture you or teach you about it. If you want those answers, you can find them yourself. And if anyone wants to know, I don't know, you could write me at nextplanetgaming at Gmail, and I'll answer your questions. Anyway, so we're going to start the campaign. And we're going to be
a house divided against itself.
Yeah, so I have some understanding
stand.
now. I played quite a bit on easy difficulty, so I do understand a little bit about what's important and what's not. And I will say that army organization is very important, and also politics.
I rise,
think, are the two
Mr.
most important
President,
stats.
for the purpose of announcing to the Senate that I have
Reconnaissance,
satisfactory
logistics, training,
evidence
reconnaissance,
that the state of Mississippi,
logistics, and medicine.
by a solemn ordinance of her people in convention assembled, has declared her separation from the United States.
Logistics and medicine, or training and reconnaissance. I mean, let's go with training and reconnaissance. Economy, logistics, training, army organization, politics, and economy. We're going to go with politics and economy. Politics is very important. So we're going to go Brigadier General. That's the medium difficulty. I was playing with plus 25% gold in recruits. My army strength, or enemy army strength, was minus 15%, and our reputation drop was reduced, which I had a victory in every battle I played, so I never got to experience a reputation drop. But let's see, we're going to be General YouTube. How's that? So politics is at 3, economy is at 1, medicine 0, training 3, army organization 1, logistics 1, reconnaissance 1. So just real quickly, like, politics gives you 2.5% bonus to your gold and the troops, the amount of troops available after you complete a battle. So 2.5% more gold. Economy is going to reduce the cost of items by 2.5%. So politics raises your gold by 2.5%. Economy is going to reduce the cost of, like, weapons by 2.5%. So it makes more sense to get the extra gold than saving the 2.5%, because maybe you want to spend that gold on veteran units or something. So and not only that, you're also getting 2.5% more to your soldier pool, the amount of soldiers you have available. So it makes more sense to take politics in the beginning over economy and training. Training gives you minus 2.5% to the cost of veteran units. Well, we're getting an extra 2.5% gold, so why do we need to reduce? I mean, I can see a situation where that would be something you might want to take, but that situation probably almost never arises, and maybe has never arisen, but I can imagine. So army organization, that's going to give you the ability to field more units on the field, like more corps, more divisions, more units in your battalions. Like, so it's going to be you're going to be able to increase the size of your army, and early on, your army is very small, and you don't have the ability to really increase that. So army organization right away isn't the most important thing, but after a battle or two, you definitely want to put some more points in organization. Logistics is going to give you more ammo to start with on the battlefield. Like, your soldier can carry more ammo, so your logistics stat, I think it's 5% extra ammo per level. So I'm going to get that up early. I haven't really had any trouble with resupply and not having enough supplies, and I'll walk you through how I calculate how much supplies to bring to a fight. And then reconnaissance determines like how many units you can field on the battle when the battle starts. Like, so instead of having 6 units raising reconnaissance, you might have 7 or 8 that you can start with right away before the reinforcements arrive. And then it says it also increases unit strength, but I don't really understand that stat. I'm just going to be honest. But maybe we can figure it out in this match. So we'll go ahead and begin. Yeah. Sorry for the the little rant at the beginning, but I clicked on some guy's video to learn about the game, and I ended up listening to him like chastising people about their beliefs about the Civil War, and it's like, whatever, Anyway, General, our main objective is to secure this town hall and its railroad station. According to our scouts, the garrison should not exceed 3,000 soldiers. We must capture the town before rebel reinforcements arrive via rail. Our reinforcements are well, they're going to come up here. It is advised you use your vanguard to clear the town's perimeter from skirmishers and other threats, and the rest of your forces are en route and will arrive from the southwest. Assault the town when all your forces are present. So we're going to go and get our guys headed in this direction. Actually going to move these guys out over here to where our other unit is going to be assembling. So yeah, we're on our way, and I did play on easy difficulty. I got up to about second Bull Run. Like I said, everything was a victory, and I had all this money and all these troops, and I was like, this is just way too easy. And I wanted to make a Let's Play on this anyway, so I figured why not delete all my saves, which I did, and start afresh on higher difficulty levels. So that's what we're doing. Man, you guys are slow. Whoops, didn't mean to pause it. Alright. So yeah, I mean, gripes about the game. I can't rotate my camera. I can change the view like this, but not being able to rotate my camera is a little annoying at times, but I tend in real-time strategies to, I find a camera angle that feels good, and then I pretty much stick with that, and there might be, little instances where I, try to change it or something, but, overall, I don't really make use of the rotating of the camera. And I'm sure it's far cheaper to develop a game where you're only looking at it from one direction than something where it's being, you're panning around. So, yeah, I don't mind it. And they've probably allowed them to put more of their energy and effort into other parts of the game, which do make the game much better. So, yeah, it's pretty good. So we're waiting for some units that are going to be arriving here, and then we're going to push forward together. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a really cool game, though. I mean, I played the heck out of Empire Total War. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of it, but, you have line infantry in that game. It's Napoleonic warfare, and I love that Empire. I loved Empire Total War. It's my favorite Total War, and I know it's off the Total War beaten path. Probably not as much as Warhammer is, but yeah, I definitely loved it. In this game, so the units behave much more intelligently, and I like it more, and we'll talk about it later. Your reinforcements arrived. Head to town. So, my first playthrough, there were some units up here. I'm sure there are in this playthrough as well. We just haven't encountered them yet. Although we will. Looks like we're pretty much all here. Get some of our units heading up this way. Really just trying to spot these units that should be over here. Just check over here just in case. There was somewhere along here. And I think there was some like right here, and then there was more down here, but I'm not sure. So just keep having a peek. Hope they're not here. I might have to divert my army's progress. It appears to be clean. They must have retreated back to the town there. Oops, wrong way. That's something different than Total War is, you know, in Total War, if you wanted to make a line of infantry, you right-click where you want them, and then you drag the line out in whatever direction, and it'll make a line. Whereas this, you're dragging up or down, and maybe on an angle. It takes some getting used to. I've not mastered it, but I feel like I have pretty good control over it now. Whereas when I first started playing, I could not get my guys to make a line, and it's like, what in the? I told my buddy that got me this game, I was like, this game is terrible. I can't make a line, and then I saw a tutorial video on this, and the guy said that, yeah, it took me forever to figure this out, but this is how you put your units in a line facing the direction that you want. And I was like, oh, okay. So basically, you drag up or down. If you drag up, I think they face to the left. If you drag down, they face to the right. You know, so on an angle down, they're going to face like up and to the right. It just depends on. It takes some getting used to, and I still, like I said, sometimes I will drag things the wrong way, like I just did a second ago. So, yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna stick our other skirmishers over there, and we are going to try to pinch these guys together. These guys approaching from this direction. We got General YouTube in the action here. We got cannons are firing away, and our supply, we definitely don't want to leave this sitting over there. We're going to put our cavalry here so they can respond north or south. Put these guys somewhere on this. Send these guys forward. Send these guys over here. Get some of these forward. We're going to bring these guys to this area. Some sweet action going on. Everybody loves the sweet action. Are we engaged in melee now? Whoops, didn't want that to happen. Where are you guys going? Stop! Well, they're unrouted. Now, let's try to, hopefully they don't run towards the bridge, which it looks like they will. Try to pick off as many of these guys as we can here if they're going to route like that. Where did we send? There we go. Now, once again, I think the way I have my troops positioned means that they're only going to run away, which is fine. Definitely would like to capture these guys. That's, you know, we'll probably get shot at if we get too much closer to the riverbank there. Whoops, see, there you go. I just tried to do the Total War drag, and ended up making it pretty crazy. So. Yeah, that's just the way it goes, man. You get so trained into doing like one thing. I played like probably like 600 hours of Empire Total War. I mean, like, I really like that game, and so, whoops, I'll go up there. So, yeah, it's really hard to untrain your brain to do something like you're just so used to it. And it's like it's a reaction thing. It's not like a thought process. It's just the way that you react, like muscle memory or whatever. So we're going to try to force our way across here. I know that there's like 2 skirmishing units, and then there's a full division or battalion of infantry. I don't know the terminology. Hey, look who's there! It's our buddy. Try to get our cavalry back around. Get them flanked and hopefully force them to evacuate the position. Let's get these guys supplied up. General YouTube, you need to get closer. Is charge with these guys covering over top. I don't know if this is the best idea, but it's an idea, and it's the one we're going with, so. Oops, wrong button. Ooh, not good. Super heavy noises. And some skirmishers back here. So I guess these skirmishers head in the direction that the units are. It sure seems like that. Those guys across there, get General YouTube closer with the supplies. Let's reposition this artillery here. Let's put this artillery there. Let's get them out of there for now. Oh, here comes this guy. Halt. See, these cavalry, I don't normally play with these rifle cavalry type guys. I focus on melee, and I use them to sneak around back, take out cannons, grab people's supply, stuff like that. You know, I don't want to. I try not to use the rifles. You know, I definitely rather get in there and nail them up and use them to try and grab units. You know, that are fleeing or something. Try to smash them on. So it's a rifle gun. I was confused earlier. I didn't know if it was only smoothbore guns that that allowed for you know, canister shot. I didn't know if maybe it was. Yeah, I thought maybe it was only smoothbore guns, but it turns out no, it's not. It's all. It's rifle cannons. Also the case for, I don't know. That's my own naivety. I don't really know lots about Civil War, you know, fighting. Military stuff. So yeah, let's get him up as well. I don't want to leave him there for that unit. Get some unit to come back and take him in. Trying to closer. So they're routed, and they're also routing. So let's get our healthier unit in there. And, it's too far. That was going to happen soon. Well, it doesn't take advance to get that. No! Come on, cannons. You dirtiest. I'd imagine the soldiers in McHenry's company there are just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you? Go. Goodbye. Nice knowing you. Get shot up. Want to get shot up? You just happen to be getting shot up. No blame. Why are they? Volley off on these guys. No, we've got to get this secured. And, they're bouncing, which is understandable. Nobody wants to die. Well, I'm sure there's somebody, but I don't know them. Get our cavalry involved. involved in this action. So yeah, like I said, I don't really use the rifles and the cavalry, but I do like how, you know, you give them an order, they run out and fire a volley, and then they run away, which is it's pretty cool, you know. Less microing for you. I mean, how many times have you played a game like this where you sent your cavalry around to do some sneaky stuff, and then you get involved in the main fight, and then all of a sudden you look and your cavalry's dead. And it's just like, okay, well, that was not good. I mean, I know it happens to me like every game, so just less micro is nice. What the hell keeps running them out? Man, these troops are wusses. Let's get a quick little run gun. Looks like their cannons, I don't know if they're dead or if they're, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is with that. Let's see. That's a waste. Guys, shoot! Shoot! So they're done. Let's see if we can get. Okay. Alright, so now we're on to the second part, and there's going to be a lot of units coming down from up here, and then we've got this train coming with units, so. The town is secured, but the rebels are determined to retake it. We have prepared some entrenchments to stop their assault. Multiple enemy regiments approach from these roads. The most serious threat is the armor train coming down the rails. Without cannon, we will have great difficulty neutralizing it. The good news is that we have reinforcements on the way. They should arrive in about an hour. Well, the action's going to heat up well before they arrive. It's going to be a hard fight, General. Ready to receive your orders. So, I'm just going to pause it right quick and survey this situation. So we've got these riflemen here. So I'm going to put them, let's see, what cover? 200% cover, yeah. Let's put them there, and that way if there's a charge, they can deal with it. Help deal with it, and then we're going to put these guys here, and that way if they charge our cannons we have some help, and then we're just going to stick these guys here, and they can be a fluid unit that can go to wherever they're needed. General YouTube is just going to hang out here for now until we figure out what the heck is going on. In our supply, we're just going to pull back a little bit, and again we're just going to wait and see where the action is. Now our cavalry, I'm going to put them down over here and hopefully sneak around back of these units that are on their way and unleash the fury. So yeah, I mean this game, it's not a simple numbers game like a lot of RTSs are, where it's like whoever has the most units is going to win. There's not a real rush to it. You have to think both tactically and strategically, and these decisions you make really do have not only an impact on the battle, but also, you know, an impact on. Just trying to get him out now. much, an impact on the future battles, and also the ability of your enemy in futures battles. Like, their losses are persistent. So if you annihilated their entire army in one battle, well, in the next battle they're not going to have many units out there, which, so these are the kinds of things that you have to consider. And I know the game is still a work in progress, but these systems do seem to already be in the game and working quite well. So got some units spotted there. Don't try to run out of view sight now. Stay out of view over here. More rebels sighted over MacArthur. So yeah, it looks like probably gonna want. I'm gonna put these guys here for now. Artillery's actually doing a pretty good job there. Full hide neuter. So what do we got over here? About 600 infantry, 200 cavalry so far. So these guys, hopefully it's not a situation where they're hitting me and I can't hit them. Ooh, 6, 12, 18, thousands of units. Oh, our units here are now arriving, which I did not notice the notification. Let's get up there, guys. Armor train is assaulting our position. No! We don't want an armor train assaulting our position. This is not good. Definitely not good. They're going out to our supplies. How about that? Pretty neat, yes? Oh no. There. Definitely need our units to get forward. I'm tempted to give them the order to run, but at the same time I don't want to exhaust them and make them ineffective in melee. So hopefully our cannons can get off some good canister rounds here and hopefully stop them, their advance. See our units. Oh, they just gave up. No bueno. YouTube up here. This is not looking pretty. That's for dang sure. Lost a lot of artillery there. Go get the supply truck back. That's really neat that they came and snagged the supply like that. I've never really seen that happen, so it's pretty neat. There's our train. YouTube, you're in trouble, buddy. Really need our units to get here. Where is our supply rack? There it is. So you guys need to go get our supplies back. Which actually, I'm going to do that with the cavalry. Get you guys into the fight. And our backups are on the way. Definitely good thing because we are in desperate need, especially our right is fallen. Fight going on over here. Get these guys spread out a little bit. Supplies. Let's move these guys across the bridge. Luckily, our new units will most likely come fully supplied, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's start assigning these guys some of their orders here. Get these guys in there. These do not have an order. Just put them in here in kind of a reserve position. We want to be firing at those guys. We want to make sure we're continuing to pressure them. Yeah. Oh, what happened? No. One of you guys was supposed to go. So we're starting to see him pull back a little bit. Good thing. Let's get these guys forward here. Send them down over here to help out with this situation. Know how to deal with this train. I mean, you can't attack it, so what do you do? Definitely want to get. Who they think? Definitely want to get this position back, but I'm not sure we can with this freaking train. Oh, there we go. We got artillery firing on that train now, so yeah, that ought to help. train is moving. That's good. I think. Or maybe it means our demise. I don't really know. Man, this is massive. This is really massive. Where are you guys? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Those skirmishers pushed you out of there. Man, this is messy. I mean, I think it's probably done now. Ooh. That's weird. Forward. Position there. Routed. We're starting to slowly regain control of this area, but hopefully they don't have much more to throw at us. So we don't have much more to deal with them with, so. Feels like we've pretty much secured this right flank. So get these guys heading over that direction. Let's get some supply up here just in case. I don't know the situation with these guys, but just in case. And let's get our cavalry. Well, their cavalry. No. Actually, we're just going to get them up here to support. I think we've got to hold this for like another 23 game minutes, and then that's it. So it does look like we'll be able to do that. Although here comes a bunch of units now. Look at this. So good. You guys. Rail 50%. Take it to these guys. Not wait. First volley. He's back over here. Let's go ahead and get these guys forward. Let's get these supplies up a little bit. I'm not quite catching these 2 minutes. So 13 minutes remaining. Tell you, it is a far different game on normal than it is on easy. Easy was just way too easy. You know, I don't think you really even need to put any effort into it. You just don't have to. Just don't have to. I mean, I would think it would take a series of extremely stupid moves in order to lose on easy. No offense to anyone that lost on easy, but it just it just seemed pretty easy. move them forward, but I think we've just got to survive 6 more minutes, and that's the name of the game. So, yeah, it went okay. But yeah, definitely more difficulty. I can't imagine like hard difficulty. I think I would have definitely would have lost this. I mean, just judging by the increase in difficulty going from easy to normal, normal to hard, I don't think I would have won this. I don't think so. Could be wrong though. Certainly was challenged. We're down to 0. I don't know. Does that mean it's over now, or? You can finish the mission or continue to fight. Now, here's something I don't understand, for sure. If you finish the mission, then it's over. You don't kill any more units now. Like I said, everything's persistent. And so, if I stick around and I take out more units, does that mean there's going to be less Confederate units, in the future? I don't know. So some of the maps I stick around and I kill as many as I possibly can, assuming that it makes a difference, but I don't really know one way or the other. Go away, cavalry. Yep, so that's the first mission. I think we're just going to call it here, and yeah, lots of fun. So finish. Statistics, YouTube, Innes MacArthur. They were definitely outnumbered us. They had more cavalry. They had more. Oh no, we had more guns. Casualties, 2,300 to 3,570. Guns, I lost 13. They lost 3. Cavalry, I lost 60. They lost 42. So I'd say we came out on top. Goals, hold Philippi. We did that. So, we're looking this 1-to-1. Our artillery did a pretty good job. 489, 344, so 49, 78. That's a good KD. Walton here, definitely on the losing side of what they were involved in. Colquitt, 343 to 86, pretty nice. Loomis, we definitely didn't do too good, but I think Loomis was the unit I sent across the right bridge, and that didn't go well. Cavalry did some damage there, not a ton. I'm looking for my skirmishers. My skirmishers 197 to 195. So, I mean, they did their job, but I haven't really found skirmishers to be incredibly useful. Oh, look at this. We lost a colonel. Dead ski. Well, it wasn't meant to be, Mr. Quinn. The Civil War campaign medal. 1 career point, 3 reputation, $59,000 dollars to spend, and then 3,600 troops we're going to get in this awesome medal, which will be a family heirloom for generations. So yeah, that's where we're starting. So we've got nothing, and we've got to build everything. So. First thing I like to do, well, let's just talk about first these points, and then we'll talk about battalions. So, politics, as I stated, it gives you 2.5% increase to the amount of gold you get after the mission, and a 2.5% increase to the amount of recruits you get. So that gold can be spent anywhere, and those recruits are obviously vital. Now, economy gives you a 2.5% discount on the munitions that you buy. Why would you want a discount on munitions when you can get an increase in your gold of the same amount? I mean, it basically offsets. Whether you get 2.5% more gold or 2.5% greater cost, it pretty much just offsets. There are situations, like I said, where I could see you want to take this first. Like if you're doing a massive overhaul to your army and you're in the about to build your corp now, your court. You don't have another map to play before you do this. Then maybe you throw a couple points in there to reduce the cost by 5%. But other than that, I don't really see the benefit of taking that over politics early on. Medicine gives you 2% of your units back that you lose. So, if you take 1,000 losses, you're going to get 20 units back. If you take 10,000 loss, you're going to get 200 units back. I mean, it's not like a huge amount. So it's actually not even a decent amount. It's a very small amount. So I am not focusing on medicine at all, especially playing as Union. Maybe later, but not right now. Training 2.5% per level to the cost of veteran recruits. So when you start to build your army, like after you take heavy losses, you can choose whether to fill the ranks with veteran units or rookies. If you use rookies, then the stat value, let's just make, we'll do 1,000. I should have changed that. So we'll do 1,000 Springfields, right? All right, so create. Now, if we were to replace these guys with veterans, then these stats that have been developed over time through experience, they'll stay the same. If we throw rookies in there, then this bar here goes down. This is the experience bar, so that comes down. And then you also lose a bunch of stats. Now, the experience bar is what I try to pay attention to most of the time. Like, I make elite units, like that have the best guns and the best training. And those guys I'll throw veterans in all the time. The rest of my units, I pay attention to this experience bar, and I will put rookies in the unit, and this bar starts to drop, and then once it gets about to here, to where it's almost about to go to negative, then I'll fill the rookies in and then fill the rest out with veterans. And what that does is that maintains any perks that your unit has got. So like once we level this perk up and it becomes a 1-star unit, we'll be able to select a perk. And now if we take heavy losses and we throw all rookies in there, then this experience goes down to below level 1. Then that means you lose that perk. And the perk is going to give you, the one I take gives you 5 efficiency, right? Right now, these units have 10 efficiency. So that would be a 50% increase to our efficiency. And efficiency is extremely important. Like if you read the description, it improves your shooting, your reload speed, and your melee strength. Probably the 3 most important things for line infantry to have, right? Their shooting ability, their reload speed, and their ability to fight in hand-to-hand combat. So that, for that reason, I will fill in with rookies until this is about to go negative, and then fill in the rest with veterans. So anyway, I don't see training being extremely important, especially I would not take it over politics, because you're going to get the gold and the recruits. Next is army organization. The amount of points you have in here determines the size of the army you can build. You can see like the next level, if we put a point in it, it's going to give us one corps. I keep saying corp. 1 corps, 2 division per corps. Oh my god. And 4 brigades per division. And also 1,500 max unit size. Now, I think right now, let's throw another brigade in here. Yeah, so right now we can only have 3 brigades per division. So by unlocking army organization, we'd be able to add a 4th. I already can have 2 divisions. I already have 1 corps. I already can have 1,500 in a division or a brigade. So yeah, this is something that you want to take, because when you get to like Bull Run and Shiloh and stuff like that, you're going to want a bigger army. So early on, putting points in politics and in army organization makes sense. Now, logistics, 10% additional ammo. So each level gives you 5% additional ammo. That's ammo, I believe, that is on your person. So they're going to be able to fight for longer before they need supply, and it's also going to be extra ammo they carry into the fight with them. So overall, it's going to increase your ammo by that amount, and also enable your guys to hold out for longer before resupplies. So that's also very important. That's something early on that I'm going to throw a few points into. And then reconnaissance, it says starting army size. So, all right. So what I noticed is that early on, the first couple of points you put in increase starting army size, which is like when you first start a map, you may not have your entire army available to you until they come in to reinforce. You only have a portion of them available. And so reconnaissance is going to increase that number of units. So instead of having 4 brigades, you might have 5, or something like that. Now I noticed that as you increase reconnaissance, it also provides more stats. Like, so I think at level 3 it starts to give you army strength. And I haven't really gotten higher than 4, I think, so I'm not sure exactly what's beyond that, but I will say that it gives you small advantages. I wouldn't take reconnaissance over army organization or politics early on. And one thing about army organization, real quick, is that you want it to be enough. Like, you want your army to have enough size, but it's by throwing a ton of points in it early on isn't really going to benefit you if you can't fill out the army. Like right now, we have 1,600 troops available to us. So if we threw, a bunch of points in here and we could have an army of 50,000, well, we don't have the troops to fill it out, so it doesn't make sense. So you want to just build army organization as you go along. But early on, before Shiloh, you want to get that up to at least 3. 3 is probably an ideal number. 4 might be a little overkill. And you want to just, continue to update it as time goes on. And yeah, so that's it for this screen. Now, building out your army, there's already I saw a really good video, and I'll actually link it in the description to give this guy credit for his awesome video. But early on, you don't need, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 units of 1,000, or 3 brigades, and then I think that's sufficient for the early game, or for the next couple maps we do. What this guy said in his video, and what I've been doing, and this has been good advice, is focus on line infantry. So we're gonna unlock this 4th brigade. And what I do is I have all but one of my units in my division are going to be line infantry, and the last one, the 4th or the 5th, are going to be a specialty unit, like either artillery or cavalry or skirmishers. That works really well. It's all about line infantry. Skirmishers, I said earlier, I don't really care for them. I do like them, and I do use them. I like the long range setup with sharps. So I'll have a brigade of sharpshooters, and they're there. I have them there because they can be good at holding off areas or providing support. So and they're very efficient. But you have to micro them. You don't want to get them killed. They're very expensive, and it's easy to get them killed, right? So you have to micro them, and I'm so scatterbrained that it's not always the best strategy for me personally, but they are badass. And if you're young and your brain works better than mine, then you'll probably love them and do much better than I do. So that's really it. We're going to leave the video there, and we're going to pick up. Oh yeah, this is something else. I just want to throw this in there real quick. We're going to talk about armory barracks in the battle map real quick, just so we've covered everything. So the armory, as you can see, there's some grayed out guns. Not everything's available. Some are available to the southern states only. Some of them are available later in the game. But these, you can see the Springfield, we have 19,500 available to us. They cost $11 a pop. And these rifles all have different stats. You can see the Springfield there is 18 damage, 250 effective range, 40 fire rate, 12.5 accuracy with a melee value of 80. You see the Palmetto here has way more damage, 18, also an effective range of 250. It's far less accurate, but the melee value is slightly higher. So, that's something to consider. The Lorenz, it's a good all-around rifle. It has great range at 340. Fire rate and accuracy is both very nice. Melee is still pretty good on it. So Lorenz is a nice middle ground gun, and then you can go to these, better guns, which there will be more available later in the game. But you can see, they have good effective range and damage still. Their fire rate's okay. Their accuracy's pretty good. But you can also see the melee value there is far lower. So you really have to think about, your units and figure out, how many real good rifleman companies or brigades do I want? Or how many, frontline melee kind of guys do I want? So, me, I will take my unit and I will make a couple units with these Palmettos because of the melee value, and I'll stick them in the front or in choke points where I know that the enemy's going to try to, rush in. And put these guys there so that they can melee it up. And So you have to think about that kind of stuff, and then you can see these weapons for these are your skirmishing weapons. Here's some sharps guns. Now look at the values on that: 450 effective range, 45 rate of fire rate, which isn't all that great, but it's still pretty good. Accuracy of 82.5, very nice. Low melee value there. So then you got cavalry, and you have two different kinds of cavalry guns. You have rifles where they hit from range. So they'll do like what they were doing in the last match, where they zip in, take a few pot shots, and then run off. And then you can have these guns that are more like pistols with a saber, and these guys, close range combat. I like to use these. I mean, you can see the melee value is 100. The cavalry are incredibly efficient with melee. And so, and they're also very fast and very mobile, and you can move them around and do all kinds of cool stuff with your cavalry. And, these, run and gun type situations are, they're great too, but I just think that for the money that you're spending, a far more effective strategy is to melee it up. And then artillery, obviously, there's a bunch of cannons. There's rifle, there's smoothbore. Longer short range, and I played around with the Napoleons, 6-pounders, these 10-pounders here, and artillery. I'm kind of finding that artillery is artillery, but I don't know. I'm sure people would disagree with that. Barracks. So your guys are gonna die. We lost someone in our last fight. They're gonna die. No big deal. When you complete a section of the map, they'll get replenished with a whole bunch of new options. And so we're going to look at the battle map real quick. You get this correspondence when you first open it. It's pretty neat. Like here we go. It says, after the battle of capture the train station, I am certain that I have no... This is a captured message, by the way, from the Confederacy. I am certain that I have no longer the power to stop YouTube, and I fear that I will be replaced. I am now counting on our old friends and your political connections. It'd help if I lean in to read this. Can you please help me to gain more time and receive more military support? Without new reinforcements, my military career is at stake. I am depending on you. So these get little messages you get throughout your campaign. They're pretty neat. They talk about you quite a bit, and like they'll say, oh, this guy's terrible, and we got to do something to stop him. So that's neat. Then up here at the top right, you got your intelligence service. It tells you the approximate size of the Confederacy Army. The training is the level of training that their soldiers are at, so 25 to 30%. And then the armory is the approximate value of their weaponry. So, you can kind of gauge how strong they are by that. And then, so for your battles, one of the things I do, like after I finish a battle, the first thing I do before I start replenishing my units or building new brigades or whatever is I will come here and I'll look at the next fight we're going to do. So this is a distress call. It says your newly formed army is needed urgently for the protection of our supply station near Manassas Railroad Junction. We are evacuating the region, which is very supportive of the Confederates. Our supplies, arms, and ammunition must be secured. So you can see here, victory, draw, defeat. If we draw or lose, then we're going to lose reputation. So this is telling me that this is a fight we should win. Like Shiloh, you'll notice that a draw still has a positive outcome because that's a fight you're supposed to lose. So, so yeah, you can look at this now. We're going to click start. Don't worry, you can back out of this. So the reason we're going to do this is because it's going to tell us here, defend supply depot 0 of 8 brigades. So I know now that the max amount of brigades that I can bring in to fight is 8. So that means that when we go back to the camp, where I just clicked on the bottom right, that means that I know that I want to try to aim for about 8, units. You don't have to fill it all the way up. There's some units where you can bring in 100 guys, and 100 brigades, and you're obviously not going to bring in 100 brigades. So, but you want to do that so how you. Oh my God, I almost yawned. How you want to design your corps for the next fight. And the last thing I want to talk about here is supply. I have found that for supply, you want about a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you have 5,000 units, you want, to 5,000 line infantry. You want 5,000 supply, and then throw in a couple extra for your specialty units like artillery or cavalry or whatever. So that's how I do. So if I have 32,000 line infantry and then 4 specialty units, then I'm gonna put 32,000 supply, and then the 4 specialty units. I'll probably add another 5,000 supply onto it, so like 37,000 is what I'd have if I had 32,000 units. For this brigade, let's go ahead and design this brigade. We know that we are going to have about 8 units. Actually, before we do that, let's go to army organization here. Just go ahead and get that out the way, because we are going to want that. So let's go ahead and get another 1,000. Yep, Springfield's 11,000. It's going to cost us for those. And let's get our artillery up. See, now this is the veteran rookie thing I was talking about. This is the experience they have, and the experience affects your stats, right? Now watch as I drag it, what happens to the stats. See them? Oh man, they're just like gone. So for elite units and stuff like that, I will... okay, so this one also has an upgrade, right? So we're getting extra 50% ammo and +5 efficiency. Now watch what happens to that. See how it goes grayed out? So what I do is I will fill it up to where it's like this. The bar is about to go negative, which is right there at 3. And then I'll fill that out with rookies, so I'd hit apply. And then switch over to veterans and then drag it all the way up. So that way this stays at that level, and you're still getting the perk. So that's what I was saying earlier about that. So yeah, I mean... Let's bring this up to 4. And this unit, because we're not throwing in 1 million units here, I'm gonna just bring this up to 6. Actually, no, we're just gonna double it to 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's do. I do like cavalry. We had to protect something, right? So we're gonna go with skirmish. We're gonna bring this down to like 500 because we don't really have much more than that to use. Okay, that works. Yep. So this will pretty much be our battalion for the next fight. Now we do have some extra money. We could go ahead and upgrade one of our units to something like the Lorenz. It's really, we don't have many options here because it's just not available. Shop 32, 28, 283. Palmetto's nice. I mean, it's nice for hand-to-hand combat, close range stuff, but it is also a little more accurate than Springfield I'm seeing. So I'll tell you what, it's going to cost us 22,000 to upgrade to Lorenz. Let's not do that. Let's just leave everything with what we have, save that money for the next round, and then we'll spend it there. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys don't get offended by the Civil War rant. I saw this video, and this guy just like went off about people believe it was about state sovereignty, it was about slavery, and on page 19 of the book, and it's like, dude, just fucking calm down, please. I'm here to watch a video about a game. Like, I'm not looking for your version of history. So anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. And I promise, no ranting, no talking about history. We're just going to play the game. Thank you so much. Catch you in the next one.